How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Madness LGG, a channel dedicated to guitars and gaming with a dash of audio engineering thrown in for good measure. Today I want to talk about a program I just completed called Fastlane 66 by Guitar Mastery Method. It is a course designed to help those of us who have formed years of bad habits like me and correct those bad playing habits so we can become the players we see in our heads. I mean, 0 week is called reset week after all, so it is about resetting. But before we get into my review of the program, we need to talk about what the program is and what it isn't. This program is for you if you want to play effortlessly with confidence, clarity, and feel. You know you're capable of more but don't always know what's missing. You have an open mind and are willing to try new things. You're done dabbling and you're ready for the path that actually gets results, and it does. We'll talk about it later. Now, this is not for you if you're a complete beginner, you can't even play an open chord, or have never tried playing lead guitar before. You're looking for shortcuts without doing the work. There's a lot of work involved in this program that you must follow. You're expecting your hands to play like professionals in a single day. Not going to happen. This is not a cheat code. This is not a cutting corners thing, okay? You're closed off to trying new systems, new strategies, or relearning old habits the right way and won't use the tools we'll give you. This is where the breaking the old bad habits comes in. If you're closed off to trying new systems and new strategies or learning old habits the right way, you'll never get past where you're at right now. You have to realize what your bad habits are and use this program to fix them, and it will. Also, disclaimer here, this is not, I repeat, this is not a theory course. So if you're expecting to learn modes, chords, scales, how to create chords from scale patterns, or any other theory-related topics, this is not that. This is not that. This is strictly a technique-based course. No theory is discussed. You need to be clear in understanding that this is not a magical learning the fretboard course. It is purely for the physical aspect of playing and not the mental aspect. You need to be clear about this, okay? Now that we have that covered, what is FL66? FL66 is a 66-day course where each week builds on the previous week and is geared to help correct bad playing habits, like I said before. The instructors deep dive into how this works, so I won't talk about it here, but what they basically say is that there's 2 things to improve on when we're trying to get our guitar playing skills up to par. 1, head. 2, hands. This course is all about the hands. Why 66 days, you may ask? It might seem like some random arbitrary number they pulled out of a hat, but that could not be farther from the truth. On my own personal research concerning neuroplasticity, a good habit forming takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days, with the average being 66 days. And the idea is that if you do what the instructors ask, exactly as they ask, not deviating from the program, this will help you destroy old, learned, bad playing habits and replace them with good playing habits in 66 days. They have done their research, guys and gals, not only for training on how to improve guitar skills, but also how the brain best learns and retains the information that is learned from the skills and from the teachings that are in this course. This is a 10-week course, not including the reset week, which I call week 0. Being military, everything that started before it started was called 0 day, 0 week, 0 whatever. But it is probably the most important week of the entire program, and do not skip it because you think you know what's best for yourself. It is imperative you watch this, okay? It consists of reset techniques to help you identify your ability flaws or bad habits and correct them. It is simple and straightforward. Everything from breathing to poor body position to pick hand and fret hand placement are discussed in this week. You absolutely need to do this week. Do not skip it because you think you already know the exercises, you know what you need to do. Please don't skip it. It's imperative you don't. The following 10 weeks after reset week, contains several exercises to help with more finely identifying and correcting flaws or bad habits. Each week adds to or replaces an existing exercise to work on different aspects of skill building. It really is that simple, guys. They might mix and match exercises here and there. They might change the order of everything because you get PDFs with the order of exercise they want you to do them in. It's really that simple. Just a little side note here. With the course, each week they give a PDF. Now, yes, a lot of us are used to the fact that you get your exercises and you mix them up every day to trick your brain into whatever learning thing you're trying to do. But for this course, and it's right from the mouths of the instructors, for this course, the PDF says, do it this way in this order every day this week, then do it this way, this order every day this week. Don't change it up because you think that's how you're supposed to practice. This course is different. It is not like your typical practice sessions. So exactly what's on the PDF, exactly what the instructors talk about in the videos, that is what you need to do. Don't change it up. Don't do anything like that. They explain it more or better in the videos, but like changing your BPMs for each different exercise, no. Same BPM every exercise, whichever one's the hardest, that's the BPM that you're gonna do for every exercise. If you're doing one exercise and it's so hard you have to take it down to 20 BPM, then guess what? Every single exercise is 20 BPM. If you don't do it the way the instructors lay out and you don't get the results, that's on you, man. That's on you. After completing this course myself, I can confidently say that it absolutely helped me, without a doubt. I'm a person who tends to write songs that are very hard, and for me to play and record them, yeah, I might get a good take on a chorus or a verse after 6 million tries, okay? Now I can play the songs and I can record them like that, chopping them up, but I don't want to be a fake YouTuber. I actually want to get this stuff in the DAW, one take, not chopping anything up. I want to do it the real way, especially when it comes to doing playthroughs for you guys. How can I do a playthrough for you, an honest to goodness playthrough for you, if I can't even record my song without breaking it up into chorus, verse, bridge, intro? How can I give you an honest playing of my ability if I have to chop it up in the DAW, right? I don't want to do that. And this has greatly helped me in being able to play my own songs all the way through without issues. Of course, I'm going to mess up here and there recording because, you know, I have red buttonitis. Every time I hit that record button, my talent goes to shit. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, I have to say that as good as this course was, as awesome as the instructors were, the absolute best thing about this course was the community. Not to take away from the lessons or instructors at all, they were all great, but this community has been the most supportive online community I have ever been associated with, minus a few bad apples who were very rapidly removed from the community because they were being D-bags. That being said, there were a few times when people would talk about their practice sessions, and I talked about this earlier, and how they would do it differently from what is laid out in the curriculum or videos, and sometimes people would give suggestions that were not in line with this practice curriculum. Again, do it the way the instructors lay it out. Do it how it is in the PDFs, and you'll succeed. I specifically asked the instructors, and they did not want any kind of deviation from how it was instructed. All I can say about that is the same thing I said before. If you don't do it how it's laid out, how it is in the curriculum, and you don't get the promised results, that's on you. That's on you guys, man. Do it the way they want, how they want, in the order they want. You will succeed. Again, I need to stress that this is not a theory course. You will not learn chord progressions, you'll not learn intervals or scale modes or anything like that. This is purely physical. Hands. Okay? Mind-body connection. Mind not being learning theory, but your brain telling your hands what to do properly. All right? I am doing a testimonial for the actual community. I already did it, but that is going to go in this video at the end, so stay tuned to watch that, please. If the course is still available after I complete it, It'll probably require a membership. Like I said, I'm a VIP. That means I have a membership to Guitar Mastery Method. I would highly recommend it. Considering that it's still in my dashboard and we've completed it, I'm guessing that it's part of their permanent curriculum. All the classes that they have. There's a ton of classes. I'm not going over them all, but there's a ton of classes, and it's not that much a month. It's one of the cheaper guitar programs out there, and it has so much stuff. It's phenomenal. Just what this little 10-week course opened up my world to, as far as the actual Guitar Mastery Method and what they have to offer. So, but I'm not going to get into that. It's not my job to sell the company. It's my job to let you know that this is an awesome course. You have to decide on whether you want to be a member of the community or be a member of GMM. But I would recommend it, and that's all I'll say about it. Great company. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Again, guys, check it out. It made me a better guitar player. Later. How's it going, everyone? This is Lewis. I go by Joe, but this is my testimonial for Guitar Mastery Method's Fastlane 66. I just want to start off by saying I have been playing for a long time, probably longer than some of you have been alive. Almost 40 years. We'll call it 38. I started when I was 16. I am that guy that Charlie talks about that has 40 years of 1 year of playing experience. And what I mean by that is I have nearly 40 years of totally bad, horrible guitar playing habits, from picking hand anchoring the wrong way to holding the pick funky ways to gripping the neck like it's a baseball bat and I'm ready to hit a home run. Just all kind of bad habits. My posture, holding my breath while I'm playing, all kind of stuff like that. And I gotta say, this program, Fastlane 66, helped with all that. I mean, right from the 0 week, we'll call it reset week because that's what they call it. That goes deep dives into your hand techniques, your picking, your fretting hand. It gets into body position, breathing, all that stuff. It gives you all the exercises you need to prep yourself for the actual Fastlane 66 course. So now that I'm done, I've got to say, it's one of the best courses I've ever done. And I'm not just saying this. This course has changed how I play. It's changed what I can play, all for the better. I used to write songs, I still do write songs that, for whatever reason, I think it's a good idea to write songs that I can't play. I mean, I can play them. You know, I can record them in my DAW if I chop it up. You know, I'll play the verse 16,000 times in a loop until I get a good cut. I'll play the chorus 16,000 times in a loop until I get a good cut. But now, I can play my songs pretty much all the way through. My only obstacle with that is my carpal tunnel pain. And the only thing I can do about that is just keep stretching. Minus being in pain that is just because of ailments from being a mechanic for 40 years, or 40 years, for 20 years. You know, other than that, I can play my songs without issues. And I play death metal, fairly complicated some of the stuff. And this Fastlane 66 enabled me to do that, to play my songs. I can't say enough good about this course. If you haven't taken it yet, you need to really check it out. I will say this, do not skip reset week. Just because it's technically not part of the 10 weeks, you need to take it. You need to learn how to do the exercises properly. You need to figure out if you're holding your breath, if you're breathing properly. You need to figure out if your posture is like this or like this. You know, you want to be straight. And Eddie, one of the instructors, you probably all know who he is because this is going in the GMM community, but Eddie goes in depth about this stuff. And I got to say, it helped me. I just wanted to put this out there because if you haven't done it yet, or if you're on the fence about it, do it, man. It doesn't mean you have to stop what you're doing right now. But if you're like me and you have bad habits and you didn't know you had bad habits, you just couldn't figure out why you couldn't improve, why you couldn't tremolo pick, why you couldn't skip strings while picking without getting the pick stuck between strings, take this course, I beg you. It is a great course. I mean, I can't say enough about it. And the community was completely phenomenally awesome. Thank all of you. I love each and every one of you. You guitar players rock. You instructors rock. GMM, you rock. Thank you.